It's time for another edition of Elderly's Funnies. Nuts in the Cemetery. On the outskirts of this small town, there was this huge walnut tree that sat by the fence at the local cemetery. One day, two boys snuck into the cemetery and filled up a bucket full of walnuts from this big tree. They sat down by it out of sight and began dividing the nuts. "One for you, one for me. One for you, one for me," said one boy. Pretty soon their bucket was so full that several rolled out towards the wrought iron fence on the other side of the tree. Meanwhile, cycling down the road by the cemetery was a third boy. As he passed, he thought he heard voices from inside the cemetery, so he slowed down to investigate. Sure enough, he heard, "One for you, one for me. One for you, one for me." He knew what it was. "Oh my God," he shuddered. "It's Satan and St. Peter dividing the souls at the cemetery." He jumped on his bike and sped down the road as fast as he could and found an old man with a cane hobbling along. "Come quick," said the boy. "You won't believe what I heard. Satan and St. Peter are down at the cemetery dividing the souls." The old man looked at him and said, "Shoot, brat, can't you see I'm finding it hard enough to walk as it is?" But the boy was so stubborn, after several pleas, the man finally hobbled to the cemetery with him. Standing by the fence, he heard, "One for you, one for me. One for you, one for me." The old man whispered, "Boy, you've been telling the truth. Well, let's see if we can see the devil himself." So they were shivering with fear, but anyway, they peered through the fence, but they were still unable to see anything because the boys were on the other side of the tree. The old man and the boy gripped the wrought iron bars at the fence tighter and tighter as they tried to get a glimpse of Satan. They couldn't see, but finally they heard, "One for you, one for me. One for you, one for me. Well, I'm going to give this last one to you, and that's all the nuts. Now let's go get those two nuts over by the fence and we'll be done." They say that the old man made it back to town 5 minutes before the boy.